Okay, we are live and I'm checking my thingamabob. We're good. Leave your comments there and I'll check them periodically. I'm working on this project for Nate, who's a contractor friend of mine in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and he's doing this addition to the back of this home. This rather odd looking home. It's kind of a salt boxy thing. I did this as built right here based on these pictures over here, and this is actually a neighbor's house, but it's the same. It's a similar thing, salt box looking thing. Salt box. Can't say it. And our house is actually oh, that's the back of it there. Got the little chimney, and then I had another. Oh, this is the other picture over here. This is the actual side and back of our little project. So they want to add this covered porch addition, this thing, and also a pergola. Which I got these pictures. I got this picture after I started this. So I've got to change this style a little bit here, which is one thing I'm going to work on. But Nate was saying they just need, right now, I was getting into all this framing and stuff. He said what we really need is a just some kind of, a rendering to give the HOA. So also did the floor plan here. I don't know if I've got my views set up yet. I need to set them up. But I've got this two-dimensional floor plan going here based on the owners who did a pretty good job drawing this out to scale. So there's a few dimensions they left off. Maybe they're asking for recommendations. So it looked to me like they were bringing this pergola out about halfway, this 14 feet. So I brought it out 7 or 8 feet here, and we got this heat and air unit sitting there, and got that window. I guess they don't want to block that window off too much. So anyway, oh look, I turned on the work view here, and my roofing and everything came back. But this is going to be a shingle roof. So this is what I'm using here to create this little roof was Medique's roof extension, this truss, and it's got also has rafters. And I just edited it to create the timber rafters in here, and there won't be any soffit there. So what I'm trying to do is create a likeness of what we're going to do, and we're going to have just shingles. So let's call it weathered wood for right now, and then we'll take off the soffit. Where is the soffit? Oh, I see. This is not all the way up. Okay. Soffit, no. Leave that off for now. And fascia, yes. I like to have a fascia. Let's see though. I think we're just gonna have rafter tails showing. Well, we're gonna have some kind of fascia showing because they want to be able to put a gutter on there. What I'm gonna do is say no, and I'm just gonna let the subfascia be the fascia. We'll do that. Alright, so we'll close this. Now what I have to do is, since he needs something quick for a rendering for the HOA, I'm going to alter this. What I'm going to do is move this over out of the way because I want to keep this. I'm going to move it over here so I can't see it in any of my views, like 300 feet. Then I'm going to make a copy of it 300 feet back. And then I'm going to go in here and change its instance name. Well, you can also explode it. What if I do this though? If I change this instance name in here, if I just say, if I say copy roof, I say copy, I think I can still update it, and it won't change this one. So if I say, let me put this back on metal roof just to, I had my own little metal stuff I created here. We'll put this one on that one. And that's weird, but let's see. Well, okay, so we're performing badly because apparently I forgot to copy it. I moved it back instead of copying it 300 feet. I just want to save that one. Now if I go in here and I edit this one, I'll come up here and I just say copy, because this little variable here is the actual identifier. The roof assembly is what identifies it as a Medique roof assembly, and then you can go in here and put copy 1 or whatever there, and then you should be able to edit it. I don't know why it was acting kind of funny where I was trying to change the wait a minute, let's change this to this right here. That for some reason it's making it red. That's weird. We'll change that. So, okay, I see I didn't make a mistake. I'm just misunderstanding how, and I really don't want to get caught up in this minutia this morning. I don't have time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way back, and I'm just going to say, screw it. I'm going to get this as close as I can, and then I'm just going to edit it. So, because what I need to do is I need to show that it's going, we're going to take this and we're just going to edit this thing, and then I'll just create another one later. Just don't have time for the minutia. And it's not, when I say minutia, it's not the fault of the, is that my roof? I'm trying to grab the roof. It's not the fault of the extension. It's always this user error issue. I'm trying to grab this. There we go. This ought to hang over a little bit. I shouldn't have grabbed it, because then it should be at least an inch and a quarter. And then what I gotta do is show it going back. So I found the easiest way to do this is just pull this. Get all the way over to the existing roof. As far as I thought it was. Come on now, there we go. And then just draw a let's see, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this. Did I get it? I got lucky. Like that. See if I can get lucky on this side. This one's going to be easier. extend this down. This one also extend this way an inch too. These little details, it's amazing how just adding these little overhangs to like your materials, like that makes them more realistic looking. Gives it that little depth, that character. You can already see how it's added to it. Your different angles. No, roofing is not flush. Well, metal roofing appears to be flush, but shingles hang over it. They got to hang over it. I need to quit selecting surfaces because when you do that, it thinks you're trying to pull that, and I'm not. Let's see if I can get this to go backwards without me having to reposition. Yeah, I will. I'll just reposition once. Grab that little edge. There we go. Now let's see if we can get lucky again. I didn't pull it out far enough. When I say get lucky, I'm trying to select a point where it intersects with the existing roof, and it's not always that easy. It's not as easy as you'd think it would be. And I really don't even have to mess with that there. So now let's take our little ridge cap here, and we will extend it. Go back. We're just going to let that die into that roof like that. And I need to change these colors. I need to take this and let's see if I have anybody join the yet. There's Mark. Hey, Tony. Another awesome sketch. Oh, thank you. This is like a working session, so I try to throw in stuff about SketchUp, but I got to get this done for him because he has to turn it into the HOA, so it's like a production session too. MSA, hello sir. I didn't know if it's how you like it, but for me it's better to set Windows display scaling to 100% so that we have more screen. What is that? Is it not showing a full screen on the why is it not why is it not doing that? I just updated OBS and is it not doing that? Why? Is that what you mean? Or are you just messing with me? I need to turn this to let's see if I can just edit this to be some darker. This is something I have a hard time with as far as well, I need to get a better feel for this, but I probably will go and use this style where I'm just in black and white mode, like construction document style, but I need to get this to where it's not. Oh look, I've got my roof got up. My roof got up somehow. Let's see if I have this in the existing home. Yeah, let me turn this off for a second. And I'm going to grab all this. Somehow when I was moving the roof around, I moved it. And I never went back and put this in a group. I just want to make sure I just got that. Yeah, okay, I just want to make sure I only grabbed that. This should be sitting down. This should be sitting down here. Yeah, I wondered what was going on earlier. Let's see. Wait a minute. Did I do that because of the fascia? I might have moved that up. Oh, I did. So I need to move the beam up. That's what it is. That's what it is. Which is no big deal. And then I just have to move these posts up, but I have them as components. So when I move this one up, they will all move up. Should be, yeah, they're all components. And then the same thing with these brackets. I've been wanting to make these brackets beefier. And I have them as components too. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. Since, let's see, how would we make it? I also wanted to make them a little more decorative. So if I make this part wider, let's see, I can't do that. I can't just pull this because it'll do that. But I can go ahead, I can recut it. So I'll make this 2 inches wider. Then I can bring this over like that and push it back. Get rid of that. And then what I was wanting to do is, and again, I've got this is a component, and this is something to plan out when you're doing these things. If you got something like this you're going to have multiple copies of that you're not sure of, and I want to make it a little bit longer too. The brackets I had on there before were just like placeholders to remind me to come back, and I'm not sure I want to make these ultra long, like too much longer. So what I may do is let me lock it on that. If I push my shift key, I can lock the axis. No, that's not going to be too long. Yeah, that'll be fine. So now what we can do is come in and just put, again, I'm not trying to get too fancy, but you can come down, let's say 2.5, and we'll just take a line, and then we'll come out 2.5 this way. And see, this way there's some stuff hidden behind that. I'm not going to mess with it right now until I'm just trying to get something. I'm trying to get something rough, not too rough, but just something to him today that he can take to the HOA and get it approved. And then what you can do is take, sometimes what we'll do is we'll take and come down a little bit more, maybe an inch, and then we'll put this curve in here. Like like that. Yeah, that just gives it a little more detail. I'm not going to mess with it. I can, we can perfect that later. Let's see, what we got? There we go. Just something to let them know we're going to make an effort to have some decorative brackets. Those are also going to brace the roof laterally, because if you just, depending on how long this is, you'll get some wobble in the wind. You get some back and forth if you had high enough winds. I don't like this color. I'm going to fix that somehow. I still have it up. I need to find some real, I had some real post and beam. You can see here, I had some wood grain at one time, and I may have to just go ahead and make this the same as that. Let me see what it would look like if I just took this and applied it. Get into sort of going down a rabbit hole here if I'm not careful, because there's the rabbit hole. Because what happens is then you gotta orient it. Let's see, like that, and I don't know, this is where I struggle with this kind of stuff, because I want it to be nice, but at the same time, you got to get some. I don't think I can just get by with. Yeah, you see, I'm going to have to. You see, that's the rabbit hole right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo this. I'm just going to finish the drawing part. And then when I get through, maybe I'll go back and I should be able to check that and make it let's see, make a unique texture. Hey, that's odd, because that is close to, was that what I had before? Let's see, this is it. This is the rabbit hole right here. I'll edit texture image. Okay, rabbit hole accomplished. Okay, so we're going to go out and we're going to go all the way back, and we're going to get our drawing work done first, and we're going to get our homework done. See if we have any more comments. No, sir. I mean, Windows settings. You could go to search, settings, system, display, scale, layout, then set to 100. What is going on with Barrett? Oh, that was Sawyer. Go to search. Okay, settings, display, scale, layout. Where is scale? Scale, layout. Then you said layout, then set to 100%. Why is it not set to 100%? Change size of text. Oh man, are you trying to get me? It's 1920 by 1080. If you're still there, I hate to get. I don't understand, because when I'm looking at my videos, they are 100%. They are advanced scaling. Enter a custom scaling size 100, 100. What does this do? Not recommended. The custom scale factor won't be applied until you sign out. Okay. Alright, so you're going to make my pooter crash. Thanks a lot. But anyway, I'm just kidding. So what I have to do now is I got to make this. This color is really bugging me. I wish I had. I wish I had not messed with it. What I need to do is select it and go in here and just wash it out, because I'd almost rather it be. Yeah, I'd almost rather it just be white than some weird non-wood tan color, you know. So right now we'll just keep it so that it's not distracting me. And the same with the OSB, because the OSB is going to be select. It's just going to be a tongue and groove decking that I'll have to replace. So for now we're just going to show it as washed out, you know. And the main thing is we're trying to do is get this configuration approved by the HOA. So I need to stay focused, because I still need to do this pergola over here. And let's see if MSA had more to say about. I don't understand what. I'll have to look into this scaling thing, because I thought it was. When I look at this, it's 100%. Like I'm looking at OBS now at the lag, and it looks like it's scaled 100% to me. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. Anyway, focus, Tony. So we have this bracket we got to do in the middle. Okay, you can see they have a slight curve to them too. They're not just angled. So what we'll do is we'll fix one. We'll affix. I kind of feel like my rafters need to be thicker, or they need to be like 4x8s. They're 4x6s right now, and which is really an overkill for this small porch, but they look better sometimes. A bit beefier. That's just kind of the nature of you know, post and beam. It's and I think we're going to make this a. I feel like making it a 4x6 is going to be too narrow, but let's see. We'll see what it looks like here. Yeah, I think it's going to need to be wider. What we'll do is we'll make it 3.5, and then we'll make it at least 1.5 inches bigger on each side and see what that looks like. We'll make it come over to that point right there, 1.5. Yeah, and then what I'll do is I'll make it go up. We'll make it look like it's notched around everything. And somehow I didn't get flush with that. There we go. Now I can just take these little buggers here. And I don't think I actually. I don't think that worked. Yeah, it did. For some reason, that side didn't come up. That won't work. Yep. Okay. Now, if we look at this, you'll see that the center line of this starts right here. So what we can do is figure out where our angle is, and we can go to our trusty compass here, and we will see what we like. Wait a minute, I need to be starting right here. Yeah, I need to be starting right here. And why is that not flush with that? We have I'm gonna bring for right now. I'm gonna bring this out flush with this, and then I'll fix it up there later because I'm interested in this right now. Take our protractor. I said compass, didn't I? Sorry, I knew that was wrong when I said it. I should know these things. I took drafting class in high school. Let's figure out an angle here. Should it be 30 degrees? I think that's what it should be, 30. I'm sure there's some kind of nature thing here. So let's see what MSA, that's right. That's all right, sir. I see you're using secondary display. That's why the scale and layout grayed out. Oh, okay. Go on working. That's okay. Yeah, I use a big monitor. I have a big CAD monitor, and I take my laptop monitor and I fold it over. And because my eyes are, I'm turned 60 in October, and my eyes are getting bad from staring at monitors for 40 years. Let's see. I think I'm going to make these 2.75. And why is that not grabbing onto that? Why is that? Is that not coplanar? This is what happens when you get into problems with coplanar stuff here. Like this whole, I think what it is this whole roof is not lined up with this. Yeah, that's what it is. Yep. Caught you, didn't I? And that's why I wasn't able to get my guideline to line up. Now I should be able to get this to line up. Yeah, see? Because I want to be on the plane of that right there. So I'm going to go 2.75 that way and 2.75 this way. That'll give me 5.5. Like that. Isn't that correct? Obvious. And then what I'll do is, let's see. I'll just draw this. I knew something was wrong when I saw that oh brother, what's going on now? Coplanar stuff. It's not closing. What I can do is I can grab this, this, anything there, anything there. I can make a group. Let's go back. Sometimes it's better off just to go back and regroup when you start to feel the weirdness coming on. Like I saw my roof jump back. When I undid, so I'm going to put this back. And I think I just moved it. I need to make sure that axis is locked. There we go. Now, why is this not? I want this thing to be perfectly flush with this. And I need this to be a group. And I need to make sure that this rafter is flush. It's probably microscopically not flush, and that's one thing you run into with SketchUp sometimes if you're not careful, if your CAD standards are not proper or very good. Now let's go 30. But you find out really quick, because when you're trying to create faces, they have to be coplanar. I think I didn't make that 2.75. I think I made it 2.5. So now when I go, yeah, I should be seeing, and I think I can take care of this. I should be seeing little, there we go. There was still a little issue, like when you pull to a point, if you're not seeing that intersection point, see that's how I'm just seeing a point and I'm not seeing it intersect. That's sometimes an indication that you're not snapping. You're not snappy. Now that one doesn't look as beefy. I think I made this one a little too wide, but I like it. I kind of like the scale of it. I may make these. Let's see which way the curve goes. It goes both ways, doesn't it? Yeah, so I need to make these wider anyway, because I'm not going to be able to make the so let's make them 1 inch wider and then we'll clip them off. One. Let's see how wide this is. That's 6.5 and this is 6.5. Okay, so we'll leave it right there. And what we're going to do is we're going to come over. Let's fix this. And we're going to come. Let's just do 1 inch on both sides and see how that looks as far as the curve. Is it curved? Let's see. Wait a minute. No, it's not that kind of curve. It's I keep backing out too far, don't I? Okay, it's they're parallel. Okay, their curves parallel. So that means I probably need to go like 1.5 inches. This is not going to be perfect right now. I'm kind of in a hurry, so I'm is this right? Am I doing this right? Let's see. I want to make sure this is a group and then go into it and make it. Is that going to work? Can I offset if I make this wide? If I make this really wide and then I offset this, why is that not oh, I see. I can't do it that way. In AutoCAD you could offset a line. So what I need to do is just come up here 1.5 inches. It's not going to work though, because it's not going to be the same. And I don't think I'm going to mess with this too much. I don't think it's not going to be exactly the same because the length is not the same. So when I pick the middle, it's not the middle. But at least I can offset it now, because I think it looks too wide. These look too wide. But what I can do now is I can offset this. I can actually, what I think I'm going to do is come like there and there, and then, and again, this isn't going to be perfect. But this is, I actually like that point right there. And then I like this. I like that. I think I'm going to like that better. I think that I'm going to stop messing with it because I just need to get some stuff done. We'll see how this looks if we mirror it. There's that midpoint. Oh, that's the wrong one. That midpoint right there. We want -1. Like that. Let me bring this back over to here. Still kind of chunky looking. But I think it's going to be okay for now. I think what it is the rafters need to be thicker, need to be heavier. What do you guys think? Oh, now I know that's all right. So my professor also the same as you. Now have a visibility issue. God bless. Yeah. Well, when you stare at the monitor for as long as I'm sure everybody does, right? People stare at the monitors for different reasons. Let's see, in their lives. This would be, yeah. I had this. This must have got regenerated because I had this. I had this also doing like this. I had it come in here like that, and then I had a little whoopie-doo thing just to give it a little detail like that. And I think for the sake of this quick rendering or quick drawing for him, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna edit it, I'm gonna wash it out. Well, it is already, I'm gonna have to mess with this, all these colors and stuff. The other thing I wanted to do was to take these, I hope these raptor tails are, yeah, they're components, so I can just fix one of them and that will go away like that. Thank you, Jesus. That saved me some time. And oh, it's got a left and a right, so that's good. At least that makes sense, because you might not have the same conditions on both sides necessarily. Okay, and the other thing we would have is some some collar ties. Maybe, and they would be, I think I'm going to draw one out here first. Just make sure all these are grouped so I don't draw over the top of them. I think what I'm going to do is make the collar tie as long as this point right here. And then go to there. I should have just drawn me a construction line, then I wouldn't have to draw over these. And then they will be 5.5. And they will be 3.5. And what we could do is we could cut them. Yeah, let's do that. That will make them look a little neater and they won't look so clunky. These are not going to go right here. I'm just using this. This is just a guide for my. Now I can make that. Although I do kind of like that cross there. That's kind of funny. Make this a group. And then we'll move. We'll lock that axis. And I can snap to this point over here. If I can. And then we'll. Where's my green? There we go. And then there would be a. I'm trying to see if I can get by with. Yeah. And let's select this. We'll wash out this for now. We'll just kind of wash out this this shingles. Normally what I do is I'll show let's see, I'll show the new materials like is darker. What is that line right there? Oh, that's the sheeting. Let's see what that is. If I turn off the cladding, what happened to my roof cladding? There it is. This right here is the OSB, well, the roof sheeting. And that line's coming in where I think maybe right now I'm just going to hide those lines because I don't have time to mess with fixing it. But eventually I'll be able to have more time to now if I turn my roof cladding back on, that line won't show through. And then when I get ready to do more detail, when I do the framing drawings and all that kind of stuff, we'll go back and fix that. Because I'm going to put 2x6 if this gets approved by the HOA, I'm going to go in and put 2x6 tone groove on there. Right now we're just trying to get the configuration approved, and if they don't approve it, then this is kind of a moot point. The other thing I like to do is I like this, if I'm doing this, I like to push this subfascia back, and then let this, I quit scrolling around so much. Am I editing that? Let's see. Yep. We'll just let this come out. That covers that end grain. Really, when you're push-pulling, you're not supposed to select the face first. See how much better that looks? Then letting the end grain, and this is what we would do in real life too. I always try to cover the end grain of the face that you're looking at the most. So if I'm looking at it this way, what I want to do is I would have this back, and then I would, is that back? Yeah. And then this, and then don't select, yeah. Would come out. Oops. Like that. And this would be notched too. Just trying to find a point to reference. All these little details will add character to your final elevations. And why is it not selecting that? There we go. Give it more detail. At some point I need to start setting up the views. So let's see if I was to go back and turn on, do I have my shadows turned on? There we go. So I can start to set up, let's see, let's turn the pictures off. Tags. For some reason I've got all this roof stuff out of the folder, out of the roof folder. Let me put that. This is supposed to be in the roof folder. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. No, it wasn't, yeah. And I don't know why I need floor sheeting. I don't need that. Okay, so let's turn off the pics. You see, now we can start to set up, and let's turn off the floor plan. And now we can start to set up views for the HOA. And we'll just kind of select a view, and I'll put the slab down here. We'll turn off our axis. That's ugly, that little axis. And so we'll just kind of pick an angle we like, and we'll set that up. We'll update this. Do nothing. Update. We want to update the selected style. I don't know why it asked me that. Usually that's pretty much set. Now we can kind of play with our shadows a little bit. This is a way to kind of get a rendered look in SketchUp without having to go through all the trouble of doing an actual rendering. which can get time consuming. So I guess really where it was kind of cool. Get it there, and what we can do is draw. Let's see, what I could do is do my floor plan, turn it back on. That's the wrong one. And I could get rid of this. I don't know why I have this. Oh, that's the fence. I could put that in a... Yeah, I can turn the fence off. So I can go back to my front elevation, and I can get out of this, and I can go to tags, turn the site, the fence on, but turn the floor plan on. And I'll just kind of give it some orientation there. And then what I can do is give this some depth. Four inches. That was weird. 4 inches. I don't know why this. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I need to turn this on. Copy, yeah, 4. And not sure why. Then what we can do is, not sure why. Is that just a face thing? What is that? Let me turn the shadows off for a second. I can't tell what I'm looking at here. Oh, I was just looking at where the shadow was crossing it, but that, I can hide that. These little vertex lines, or whatever they are. Face edges. Looks like there's a little extra something going on here. Hide that. We'll go back to our work. And oh, I meant not work. Elevation. I need to save this. So if I go in here and turn the fence off, and I forgot to update my view. There we go. And we'll move it over a little bit. And turn off the fence. Oh, I did turn off the fence. Okay. And we'll update front elevation. And for some reason we got another that didn't stick for some reason. Yep. Oh, is this a rabbit hole issue here? I must have to put up with that one. Right, there we go. Now, we might have a little too much shadowy stuff going on, but I can fix. One thing you can do too is go in here and take the dark part of the shadow out a little bit like that, and then kind of get your view the way you want it. And then update it like that. Now I gotta put this, gotta fix this. See if we have any questions or comments. Not currently. I do check them periodically to see if we have any. Now let's turn our pictures back on. This should be in the picture tag layer. We used to call them layers back in the day. Let's see. Back in the 80s, we called them layers. Now everything's so. Your model has been okay. Everything's so politically correct. We have to have tags. I know that doesn't mean anything, but it's supposed to be funny. So we'll turn on our pics, and the reason I'm turning them back on is because I want to see this example. So they got the front one's lower and these higher. Okay. What I need to do is convert these kind of beam things into, I need to get rid of these, and I need to convert these to like regular old 1.5, and I made them components, so that was good. And so now I can figure out the length. I think what I need to do is bring this, well, first of all, I think these posts need to be, they're kind of big. I'm thinking about making them 6x6s. And I remember I had stretched out these before anyway, so I'm not, when I put them back where I want them, they're just going to be more normal looking than they are now. Oh shoot! I gotta do the. I thought I was doing the whole thing. Yeah, that bracket looks more normal now. On a small, you got to think about scale, and well, you think about function first, and then you think about scale. So, function wise, a 6x6 it'll be plenty enough to hold this up. And of course, scale wise, it's going to look better. And that, I don't want that to go all the way to there. I don't know why it's giving me a hard time, but it is. I'll have to edit it instead of scaling, but that's okay. That's easy enough. Like that. Now all four should be fixed. Yeah, I think that's going to look much better. Especially since I'm wrapping these. The other thing I want to do is get rid of that. I want to make this lighter since everything else is getting lighter. Make it lighter. And I need to bring these posts up. Because they're now these I don't think these, how wide are these? Oh, those are way too wide. They're going to be 2x10s, 9.25. I thought something was weird. I think when I was looking at those as beams, I'm scaling it because I want this to stay I wanted that to scale, that curve to scale with it. I didn't want to just raise it up. And now I got a little line issue here, but I can fix that. Hide it. And then these are going to go on either side. Like that. And let's just delete this. And this will be easier just to copy these, since I've already got them situated. Like that. And let's take another look. Now coming back the other way, let's see, what have we got here? Oh, I see. These need to be going across the front. That's what it is. So we're going to take all this. And I'm going to put myself a little reference mark here. And we'll take this. Oops. And because I think this thing is square, so I can just spin this around. It's not. Yeah, it's square, so I don't have to worry about. Except these go back here. That. Get rid of some of these guidelines. They're all gaudy looking. Right now, let's look at this again. So now we got another set of rafters that go on top of that. And that post just keeps going up. So what we'll do is we'll bring these posts up at least another 9. Let's see, at least another 9 1/4. I don't know that 9.25. That's how wide a 2x10 is. And then we got. Let's make this a group. Then we can copy it. Spin it around 90 degrees and move it over. Now, did I get those? The same distance over? Looks like it. And then what happens there is, I don't know if this is an exact version of what they'll do. We'll have to detail it later. We're just trying to get this approved by the HOA right now. He's got 2 sets right there going across. Now this one's a little bit different size, so to me, I'd probably have just one in the middle, because this is only like half the size of that other one. So if I take this and I copy it over here, and I say divided by 2, that'll put one right in the middle, and then I can delete the ones that I copied over there. Yeah, I think the scale of this, again, the scale, the function part is, will this carry the load? Yes, it will. And then you look at scale. I think scale wise, if I had put 2 extra, it'd be too heavy of a deal to put. See, this thing's like 12 feet, probably longer, 12 or 14 feet long. Yeah, 3, 6, 9, yeah, 6, 9, 10, maybe 10, 12 feet long. And so now we've got these smaller pergola rafters that go the opposite way. So what we'll do here is we're just going to take and scale down and let's get that. This needs to be unique, or I'll change all my other ones. And let's see, it's probably going to need to be a 2x6. So which way am I going to scale this? I'll scale it this way, 5.5. Let's see if we can get by with scaling it that much in that direction without having to redraw it. Again, I'm trying to get some production done here, and then we'll come back and make everything perfect at that point. And what these do is explode this group. It's annoying me. These will actually lap over these. Oops. Thought I had exploded that. That's weird. So we're going to get it flush here, and then we'll go, we don't want to notch out too much of the, so what we'll do is we'll put this as if it is on that. Let's see if I can get this to where I can't see it. There. Is that really what we're going to do? Yeah. I'm going to have to adjust this, some of this, because we don't want it to look too bulky. That, divided by 3. I meant to copy that. I meant to copy and divide. I meant to go copy and then get that right there, and then divide by 3. There we go. And what I'll do is, well, let's see, it probably wouldn't take that much time to fix it. Well, what I'll do, let me get rid of this. Eventually I'll go in here, and the thing is, I hate to spend too much time clipping all this out, because somebody's going to say, oh, those rafters are ugly, I want to do them a different way. And I almost agree with them a little bit, because it seems that, oh, I see what's going on here. They got these set back. They're not sitting directly above. That makes sense. That actually is what the problem is right there. That's why it looks bulky. So what we're going to do is take these out. We're going to move this over to where it's on the inside of this. And then we're gonna, it gives it kind of a layered look. We'll put this, we'll copy this and get our axis locked. We'll go to there, and then we'll divide it by 3. There we go. That looks a little better. Yeah. And then we'll go back to our front elevation. And we need to get this kind of adjusted where we can see the pergola effect of that. I also need to change the transparency on my windows because you can see inside and see that there's no furniture, or you can do that by changing the opacity here just a little bit. And we can change the color on them too, just to still give them a window effect, but make it so you can't really see inside. Like that. No comments. What is wrong with you people? So help me decide the angle of attack here. I guess we could do 2. Let's go ahead and put our, let's go ahead and make our heat and air unit a thing. What we'll do is we'll put us a pad. Let's see, what am I doing? Let's just give it a little thickness here. Make it like, I don't know, make it 2 inches thick. And then we'll draw the heat and air unit. I don't know that this is necessary. They're about 24 inches tall, something like that. I don't know. They may not want that in the picture, the picture, but we'll do it just for the fun of it. So what we'll have is we'll have 2 angles. We'll kind of have this angle showing this side. And how much of that pergola do we show? Like that. Move it over a little bit, and we'll update that. And we'll call this, let's call this, we'll go to our scenes. We'll rename this elevation 2. Make sure we update it, and then we'll come over here and give us another kind of look. And I'm not sure why the Raptors are this is one thing I have. This is a back and forth between the SketchUp and then like the hardware people, the graphics cards people or whatever. They blame it on each other, and they'll never solve it because they're lazy minded. But you see how the Raptors at some angle will show through. It shows through 2 layers of stuff. It's showing through the OSB and the shingles. It's just ridiculous. That's like 1 inch of thickness right there that it's showing through. Makes me mad. For some reason I got this angle where it's not showing through, but now that I want to go over here, let's see if we can change our lighting conditions and fix it. And see, that's, we can change that per let's see, let's change our, that's not going to help, is it? That's not going to help. We could cheat this and Can we make this a little thicker? Get by with it. Sometimes if you make your materials a little thicker, like if I come in and make this, I don't know, a 1/4 inch thicker, see when I'm working on, if I like this, there's no rafters or there's no structure in here. But if I do have structure, I can turn that off. But I can't turn these rafters off because they're part of the effect. So we'll just have to try to get it here. That's not too bad. And then we'll go back to our scenes, and we're going to rename this one Elevation 1. Almost like the other one better as 1, but now we're getting picky, so I'm just going to leave it like that. And so we can update this one. And now we've got Elevation 1 and Elevation 2. And I can set up some sheets, something kind of nice, and get it to him, and that'll be that. And since we don't have any other comments, I'll end it here on what seems like a good note. I'm trying to decide whether we show more of the pergola, or I think we're splitting the difference on showing like that from that angle or that angle. I think we've got it pretty much, maybe a little more we could get by with. Pull this over and then update that, and then see what that looks like over here. Yeah, I think that looks fine. Okay. All right. Well, if there's no other comments or questions, I will end it here, and I appreciate everybody watching, and we will see you on the next one. See ya.